There's a game called Truth. I forgot what it is. Let me look at it real quick to make sure it's not a horror game. I think it might be a horror game, but I can't remember because I really do like horror. I do remember really liking horror, so. Well, horror games, I guess, technically speaking. Nope, it's not. I remember what the game is now. Post review, perfect. Now I open up. What was I playing? Truth. There it is. Now I open up Truth. Sorry, I was typing my review for the game. Oh fuck, really? You'll be kidding me. Hold on. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna try to figure out how to do this. Trying to figure out why I can't play the fucking... I can't even oh my god, you gotta be kidding me. This game's not in windowed mode. So what I need to do is figure out how to put it in... How to force Steam games into windowed mode. Okay. So in the Steam library, right-click a game, select properties. The launch Windows text, launch options, type in windowed. And then exit, and then let's try to play it this time. It's not windowed, fucking shit. And my cursor isn't working properly, so let me see. Is it... It's single player. If the game doesn't launch in windowed mode, try... Okay. Let's go back. Properties. Windowed. Dash W. Fuck! My phone fell out of my hands. So it's W... 1024. Work. Please. Still not windowed. Still not windowed. How am I supposed to play this? I can't play this, actually. Like, what? I just want to play it. I just want to play the game, but whenever I click off, it'll stop doing the... Being able to... What if I do this? You know what? I'll do something a little bit different. I'll use display capture today. I'm going to use display capture for this game. For whatever reason, it won't work without that. Okay, here we go. Actually, wait. I'm not done yet. I'm not ready yet. I have to make that bigger. Okay, here we go. It won't let me start. Oh, I pressed space. Okay. It's slow. Okay, there we go. You don't sound like you're from Philly. No, he's telling the truth. He's telling the truth for this. She looks too smug. She's nervous. She's nervous. Oh, for fuck's sake, hold on. I just realized something. You guys can't hear them at all. Oh, sure, I can't do the game window for it, but I can select the game. Okay, whatever, it doesn't matter.
And I'm from Van Nuys, California.
Hold on, I can pause and play? Holy shit. Can you guys, tell me if you guys can hear the game when I'm talking, okay? Talking, you know. What'd you do with the money? What is your most embarrassing memory?
What is your most embarrassing memory?
Oh, man. I once tried dating 2 girls in the same night, and that did not go well. I was out with this one girl, and we were having a great time, and then I drove her home. I went inside, we fooled around a little bit, that was fun, and yeah, I said goodbye, went to this bar, and I met this other chick, and she was digging me, and I was digging her, and yeah, we left. I took her home, and it's the same home. Like, they're roommates, dude. So I'm like, okay, Joe, don't push your luck. Let's go home. But no, man, I don't know. I thought like maybe the first girl would be sleeping, or like best case, who knows? You know what I mean? So yeah, I went inside, and sure enough, the first girl sitting there like watching TV. These girls laid it on me. They got up, they yelled at me. I'm like, I'm sorry. You're beautiful, both of you. Yeah, that sucked. That was, woo, not my finest hour. Yikes.
Okay, let me see.
What is your most controversial or unpopular opinion?
I think more people should ride motorcycles. Motorcycles are sweet, dude. Like, oh, people like their hybrid cars, they only get 50 miles per gallon. Motorcycles get that kind of mileage, and they're cool, and no traffic, and they cost like a fraction of the price of a car. $5 grand for a bike, and that's a good one, dude. Yeah, bikes are sweet. Easy to find parking too, wherever.
I believe this guy's telling the truth, honestly. What's your biggest regret?
What is your biggest regret?
Marrying my high school sweetheart.
Of course.
Ex-wife. Ex-wife. No more.
Sure, ex-wife.
No, thank you. Yeah, we were miserable, and now I pay alimony every month.
Okay, let me see. What's the dumbest thing you ever did, sir?
What is the dumbest thing you ever did?
Yeah, so I was the toughest kid in my high school, right? Everybody knew that about me. There was this guy, though. He was 6'8", freakishly tall, big guy. Everyone was like, oh, he's tough. Like, oh, he could take you. I hated that. What, you're tall, so that gives you grit? Bullshit. So, plus the guy, he was in honors classes. He must have been a nerd. No way he could take me. One day, it got to me. I called him out in the hallway. I egged him on. He didn't want to fight. I said, let's go. Not only did he beat my ass, but he beat it so badly. It was just, I was bruising for days, man. Best part is, though,
Yeah.
friends, and yeah, the rest is history.
I believe this guy.
Fight with a giant, got my ass beat. That was stupid. Yeah, that was stupid.
What's embarrassing guilty pleasure?
What is your
I'm just listening at this
embarrassing-
point and just looking at things.
I love bad movies. Movies that are so bad that then they're good. Because it's just like so entertaining how bad they are. Like Sharknado. That shit sucks, but it's good, Or like, what does the fox say?
Okay,
Well,
that
that's
one's.
a song, but it's so bad that I like that song. Stuff like that. Bad things become good things, for me.
Okay, let's see. What's your favorite holiday? Ask the trolley problem now. What would you do with the money? Do I not have any more questions? Ask the trolley problem. Have you cheated? Okay, I have no more questions apparently.
What would you do with the money?
Oh, I have a financial advisor that handles my money for me. My parents use them. They're really good.
What's your most embarrassing memory?
What is your most embarrassing memory?
I was at a party once, and Lady Gaga showed up in the same outfit as me.
Bullshit.
How am I supposed to compete with Gaga? That was so humiliating.
Liar. Lady Gaga's the one with weird costumes, right? Let me see. What's your most controversial or
What is your
unpopular
most
opinion?
controversial or unpopular opinion?
Okay. There's this James Bond movie called The World Is Not Enough, where Denise Richards plays a physicist. Everyone was making fun of it, saying that she did a terrible job and that it was sexist of them to cast her. Here's the thing. She did fine. If she was more plain looking, I guarantee nobody would have said anything. The people who are saying that it was sexist are the sexist ones. They don't believe that a woman can be hot and smart enough to be a scientist. And that's the most sexist thing you can do.
Okay, fair enough. What's your biggest regret?
What is your biggest regret?
I once turned down a modeling job because I would have had to go to Milan for 4 weeks.
She's a liar.
I
She
was
took
in
us.
high school
She
for
took
2
too
weeks
long to
before I
figure it
might have
out.
to repeat a year. In hindsight, it was a very famous photographer, so it would have helped my modeling career.
Yeah, sure, whatever.
I should have gone.
What is your most embarrassing guilty pleasure?
Prima Cinema. It's this service where you can watch a new movie at home the day it's released in theaters.
She's thinking.
I love watching movies.
She's taking too long to think.
And I have a home theater.
She's
so
lying.
Why wouldn't I use it?
She's lying.
What would you do with the money?
Well, I've been working on a film for several years. It's kind of like my main baby when it comes to screenwriting, but I haven't had the capital to produce it. It's a superhero film, but get this. In most superhero movies, someone gets powers, they either become the good guy or the bad guy. What if they just still remain a guy and they don't use the powers? Maybe they're like, they try them out, but then they're like, you know what? I'm just gonna stick to my regular life. And it's a superhero film that turns into just a slice of life normal guy film because he doesn't use them. And then at the end, when you think he's like, oh, he's about to save the day, the powers get reversed and he loses them.
Okay, cool. Embarrassing memory?
What is your most embarrassing memory?
Oh yeah, I got an embarrassing memory. My most embarrassing memory was, okay, so I was maybe like 4 or 5 years old, and we were at a neighbor's house, the Harrises. They were the only house on the block that had a pool. So we'd go over there for summer afternoons, pool parties. So I was in the pool this one time with my dad, and I told him I had to pee, and he told me, just go in the pool. That's what everyone does.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So, again,
And
I
it
was
turned blue.
really young. This is like probably right before kindergarten. And
He's avoiding eye contact. Maybe he's the
it was
liar.
fine. So that became a normal thing. I would go, if I was in the pool, I would pee-pee in the pool. Well, one summer, again, I was very young.
Maybe kindergarten.
There was a big pool party. It was
Yeah.
a birthday.
Yeah.
Everyone was there from my class, the neighbors, and I had to go. I wasn't in the pool. I was standing right outside the pool, and I figured, oh, if I have to go, just go in the pool. And I stood there, peed into the pool. I quickly learned that that was wrong.
That's funny,
everyone
though.
was horrified. They cleared out the pool.
Eye contact,
The party
please.
was almost over. It was like I ruined the birthday, and that stigma stuck with me. Let's see, if that was kindergarten, almost until high school. Yeah, I was the pool peer.
Okay.
Not my proudest moment.
Okay, interesting, interesting. What's your biggest regret? What's the dumbest thing you ever did? What's your most embarrassing guilty pleasure? What's the worst? No.
What is your most embarrassing guilty pleasure?
Yeah, my most embarrassing guilty pleasure. I like to go back and rewatch the cartoons from my childhood.
Okay, and?
I don't do it all the time, but when I think of one and I haven't seen it in a while,
Yeah,
I'll
yeah,
look it
yeah.
up, I'll see where it's streaming or where I can find it, and then I will watch the crap out of it from front to back and
Seems like an
relive my
ABDL
childhood
type
a little
thing.
bit.
Pie. I see your
Take
shirt,
out
man.
some of
I
my
get your
old
shirt now.
action figures. Yeah.
Man, he has some
That
hairy ass
is
arms.
an
And that's only the
embarrassing
forearm. Or the, whatever. What's your favorite holiday? What's your most controversial or unpo... You know what, I'll go back. What would you do with the money? Oh, I have 2 more questions, okay. What's the worst way you've betrayed? Have you ever cheated on anyone? Describe a typical unusual pet peeve. What's your most unusual pet peeve?
What is your most unusual pet peeve?
There we go.
My most unusual pet peeve would be when I'm watching either a superhero show or a movie.
Either he's autistic or he's lying.
A crime fighter. They're always using their superpowers. They are always fighting crime. Time out. Let's see a little bit of the rest of their day-to-day. Because in real life, like, if you're, like, let's say your job is, you're in the FBI. You're not always in the FBI. You go home and you're with your wife and kids. Or you go to the movies. Or you eat a burrito. I want to see that. Batman. Okay, you're fighting crime at night, usually. What about during the day? What about when you have to go into Wayne Enterprises? Let's see a whole Batman movie that's just about
His
Bruce
business.
Wayne in board meetings, signing checks.
That would be a
looking
boring
over the
movie, but it would be
budget.
interesting if
He's
they
a
did that.
billionaire. Like,
Just call it
that's
Wayne
a
or
lot of
something.
responsibilities and a lot of checks to sign. That could be a whole. How about Dark Knight rises from bed and goes into work?
That's a good joke. I like that.
That's what I'm interested in. It's a pet peeve that they're only.
It's definitely something he actually
screwing
hates, though.
around. Yes, that's part of it.
Yep, this guy's good.
Three-dimensional picture. Like Michael Knight, the Knight Rider, and Kit. Kit is a talking car, and that's pretty cool. I want to see Kit, but Michael Knight has to take Kit in for an oil change sometime.
Nice.
Kit has to go into the shop, get the transmission fixed. That episode.
This one's pretty
Michael
good.
Knight takes the bus to solve crime.
Okay, I have one more. What would you do for a living? What do you do for a
What do
living?
you do for a living?
I'm going to ask that you reserve judgment
Liar.
when I tell you that I am an auditor for the IRS. Now, I know a lot of people think that we are inherently evil, that we are monsters coming to take your money. No, okay? We are not evil. We're not going around trying to harass people. We don't want to screw over the little guy. And here's the thing. If you make
Okay.
an honest mistake on your taxes, we will send you a notice about it and ask you to settle the difference.
Okay.
Or if we find that you didn't include a form, a W-2 or something, send it to us. We're good. Now, if you are some rich person who's intentionally trying
To game the
system for your personal gain,
You guys can hear the
then
game okay, right?
might be
While
an
I'm talking
issue.
over them.
those are the people
I hope
that
you
get on
you
you.
can
The
because
big
it does look
mucky
kind of low
mucks
to
who are
me.
trying to, who are just greedy. Then we will come after you.
Okay, and that was the last question I had for you. Describe a typical day in your life. You know what? Sure.
Describe a typical day in your life.
I live in my van now by choice. When I wake up, I usually drive to the gym so I can work out and get a shower. After breakfast, I usually work one of those food delivery apps for about an hour. I can't stand a normal job, but I can handle those apps in small doses. Once I'm done, I relax for the rest of the day. I go to the beach a lot. Every day feels like a day off because I don't have a regular day job or a boss to deal with. It's pretty great, to be honest.
Okay, let me see. Unusual pet peeve.
What's your most unusual pet peeve?
It drives me crazy when people throw away plastic bottles with the cap screwed on. I understand that people are busy and can't always do much to help the environment, but all they have to do in this case is not screw the cap back on. If they put the cap on, then there's air trapped in the bottle and it won't flatten out in the landfill. Just leave the cap off and the bottle will get crushed and it will take up way less space. It literally takes less than no effort. Ugh.
Okay, what's your happiest memory? What's your proudest accomplishment? If you could have any job, what would it be? What was your childhood? What is your biggest fear? What would you give you? What is your biggest fear?
What is your biggest fear?
Global warming and pollution.
I believe her.
Humans are killing this planet.
It took her a
Not to
second
point
because
back
she
to
wanted to
humans
gather what
and
she was gonna
everyone
say, I
should save
think.
the planet, but we're the ones it needs saving from. So the Earth is pretty much doomed.
Okay, fair enough. Ask the trolley problem. What would you do with the money?
What would you do with the money?
I have a feeling that she'd say.
Pharmaceutical companies test drugs on puppies and
Okay,
small
yep,
animals
she's
all the
right.
time, then just abandon
She's
them
telling the
and move
truth.
on. Someone needs to do something about it. If I win, I plan on using the money to open a rehab center so I can help those poor puppies recover and live normal lives.
Okay, one last one. What's the dumbest thing you ever did? What's your embarrassing guilty pleasure?
What is your most embarrassing guilty pleasure?
Walking naked through the woods. I'm
Oh,
much
really?
more comfortable around trees and flowers than I am around people.
Fair enough. That was the last question I could ask you.
What would you do with the money?
I would hire a private investigator to help me find my daughter Mallory. We got separated on a fishing trip quite a few years ago now, and I spend all my time and my resources finding her, going from city to city, but she's always moved on. So, yeah, a private investigator would just could be life-changing for me.
Fair enough. What's your most embarrassing guilty
What
pleasure?
is your most embarrassing?
Stalking my
guilty
daughter.
I love window shopping at those really fancy stores that only rich people shop at. Like Walmart, I just
Walmart.
look and I think, oh, if I
Walmart.
was wealthy, I could have that and that and that. I was
Walmart's not
so
that big of a
embarrassed if I could really afford to
expensive,
buy
I don't
things there,
think.
but, who can?
Okay, hold on. What's your favorite holiday? What's the dumbest thing? What's your biggest regret? Actually, no, I've cheated on someone. Let me see. I'm looking for a certain one. What is your most unusual pet peeve?
What is your most unusual pet peeve?
Unusual pet peeve. Well, I tell you, there's a phrase that people overuse all the time, and it really does my head in because people say lightning never strikes twice. Well, I can tell you it does. It struck me 4 times, so that phrase is total nonsense. It's a bum stew.
She's lying. There's no way you got struck 4 times in the same place. Oh, what's your favorite holiday? What's the dumbest thing you ever did?
What
She
is
could
your
be lying, but I'm not sure.
Oh, well, that was sleeping in a dumpster. I mean,
Were you drunk or
seems like
something?
a good idea, right? You know, there's a lid on them, keeps you dry when it's wet. Fortunately, I fell asleep and the garbage truck came by, and I woke up to find myself being tumbled into the garbage truck and being compacted in beside everything else.
Bullshit.
Took me 3 days to free myself from the block I was in my ankle.
Bullshit. You wouldn't have survived that. That's bullshit.
What's your biggest regret?
Well, that's easy. That would be the fishing trip I took my daughter Mallory on 20 years ago. Well, obviously I couldn't afford a boat. So we borrowed 2 floating pool chairs and off we went out into the ocean. It was a beautiful day. Unfortunately, I got caught in an undercurrent and I was swept off to a desert island. I saw she made it back to shore. It took me so long to get off the desert island that by the time I got home, she'd moved on, and I've not been able to find her since.
Fair enough. Okay, what would you do with the money? I would make a cult.
What would you do? with
Like,
the money?
imagine she says that. I wouldn't doubt it.
I'd start my own cult,
I called it!
dedicated to summoning Cthulhu and bringing about the
Called it. I didn't expect it to be Cthulhu, but I fucking knew it. She seemed like the kind that would. What is your biggest regret? Let's do this one.
What is your most embarrassing memory?
When I was 6 years old, my parents forced me to attend the birthday party of the girl who lived next door.
Oh, fair enough, fair enough. That's
They
embarrassing.
fed me copious amounts of candies, cakes, ice cream.
Yeah, and that sounds delicious.
I got caught up in such a sugar rush, I actually participated in their...
Hi, Mess. How are you today? Hi, Minimum.
The worst part
I'm doing. Oh yeah, you said that already.
after.
I'm doing good, Mess. How are you doing?
Cousins actually thought we were friends.
It's called truth. You have to figure out who's telling the truth and who's lying, and I'm pretty sure this person's telling the truth. Because I got this guy. This guy's definitely telling the truth. This person, I believe, isn't. This person, he's not staring at anyone. So either he's lying or he has autism. Her, I believe her. Her, I'm not so sure about because she said she was compacted in trash. And her, I guessed one of the questions, her answers to one of the questions was going to be, you know.
What's your most unusual?
That's good to hear, Mess. What do you want to be called? Monster, Hot Mess, Hot
I
Mess,
hate it
you
when
know?
people whistle. Or sing.
Because saying
Or
hot is kind of weird to me. Saying mess is kind of weird. Monster
Or
makes,
smile.
you know, or Mess Monster. I could call you Mess Monster. Wait, what did she say? I missed it. That's good to hear, though, Mess Monster. Or Mess. I could just call you Mess. I mean, it's a lot easier, I think. What is your childhood dream? What do you do for a living? What were you like as a child? Would you return if you found a wallet? What's your proudest accomplishment? What's your happiest memory?
What is your
Okay, I'll call you Mess, I think, because saying hot or Hot Mess, I could just call you Hot Mess because it's not really
When I
that
was in
long.
the 4th grade,
She's smiling.
our teacher had a seizure in front of the whole class and died.
You know what? I believe
We got
that's
to
a
go home early. It was a double win.
yeah. I believe that. Okay, I believe that she liked that. What's your most embarrassing guilty pleasure?
What's your most embarrassing guilty pleasure?
Okay, I hope you have a good nap when you do decide to nap.
I like to turn off movies at the sad part, right before the end, and say that's the ending. It works for everyone. For example, in action movies, where it looks like the hero is lost.
She's definitely goth as
In
fuck.
romantic comedies, where the couple breaks up, and it looks like they'll never see each other again. You get a much more satisfying ending that way.
Yeah, she's a masochist. I work in a few hours. Okay. That's okay. You can take a nap now or whatever, you know?
We'll soon find out who will be going home after this message from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by Rebecca Cartwright.
Who?
Have you been injured in an automobile accident or hurt on the job? Has your case already been settled and you've been awarded a large sum of money? Call Rebecca Cartwright, 555-1258.
That's funny.
Rebecca is 25.
I'm not quite
single,
tired,
and
hoping
looking
you'll
for a
put me to sleep.
long-lasting
Okay, I'm kind of loud, I guess, but if I can put you to sleep,
Now it's time for the
that's
audience
okay.
to vote.
I'm okay with that.
Enter the
If people
selection of the
need a
contestants
nap, that's
who
okay.
should be going home.
Should be going home. I think Alexis.
The votes are in. The audience has voted to send home Alexis.
That's okay. This was fun. And isn't that the point of a game show?
Okay, let's get started with round 2.
Wait, there's another round?
Audience,
Okay.
Choose your first question.
Okay, let me see. What job would, if you could have a job? What's your most unusual pet peeve?
What's your most unusual?
Aw, thanks. I would have never known that I was soothing. Oh, thanks, Mess.
Speakerphone around me, like as if I'm not there, stomping around with their
Aw,
big, loud
thank you.
conversation, like you're holding me hostage to your conversation.
What about me is soothing? Is it
Go
my
somewhere
voice or
else.
is it
What
the
happened to,
constant
phones
swearing?
that you had to hold up to
You
your
know?
ear, so I didn't have to listen to you. That shit drives me crazy.
What's your most unusual What's your most unusual talent?
What's your most unusual talent?
Aw,
Change
thanks.
around
That's
oil.
good to hear.
I could also fix a flat. You know, people used to know how to do that stuff. That was like common knowledge. But nowadays, no one knows how to do jack shit. Everyone's like relying on others or the internet or just people don't know how to do stuff. No one can do common guys
Oh no, I know what you meant.
or girl stuff, whatever, anymore. I don't know. Everyone's so sheltered.
I believe this guy's telling the truth. Well, let's go to him. on. I'm gonna do this one first. What advice would you give yourself?
What
Your past
advice
self.
would you give to your younger self?
Don't marry Annie.
Oh.
Dad's wife. God, I doubt my younger self would listen to me because she's still smoking hot. But yeah, that's the advice I'd give. Yeah. I mean, we were
Oh my God.
high school sweethearts, and I thought it was gonna be great, but boy was I wrong.
But boy, was I wrong.
She's a nightmare, and now I'm stuck paying alimony.
Alimony, 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 money. Okay,
If you could have any job, what would it be?
Sports commentator. I'm pretty sure you can only do that if you're like an ex-athlete, but if I could somehow get that job, I'd love it.
I missed what job he said. Let me see. Stranded on an island with. Who would you want to be stranded on an island
If
with?
you were going to
Definitely
be
not my
stranded on
ex.
an island
Holy
with
shit.
one person
She's a
of your choosing,
bitch.
who would it be?
Well, my first thought's Margot Robbie, but she has kids, and I'm not going to separate a mother from her kids, so Megan Fox.
Megan Fox has kids too.
Bummer. Does Dua Lipa have kids?
I don't think so.
Dua Lipa then. Final answer.
Okay, I believe he's not a liar. Right there.
What is your most common
I know, right?
or unpopular opinion?
Well, my most controversial slash unpopular opinion. A lot of people say that it's pretty bogus that Superman just puts on a pair of glasses and he becomes Clark Kent and no one knows
I
who he
mean,
is. No one can
X's are
recognize
scary,
him.
aren't they?
I actually think that checks out. See, I've thought about this a lot. Now, if there's this hero, and then you see someone who's kind of your normal neighbor,
Yeah.
you wouldn't associate that. Like, your mind wouldn't go there. So, like, here's an example. Let's say you have a neighbor who looks exactly like Barack Obama.
That
But
is
his hair is a
pulling
little
for. Oh my god, that is scary, isn't it? That is
glasses,
pretty scary,
he's got a
actually, so
normal
yeah.
job. Let's say he works at a gas station, and you wouldn't say, my neighbor, James, who works at the gas station, has glasses, is ex-president
Barack
of the United
Obama.
States, Barack Obama. You'd say, oh, that guy kind of looks like Barack Obama, but it's not Barack Obama. Same thing. You wouldn't
Yeah,
say,
yeah.
oh, Clark, who, like, is a cub reporter for the Daily Planet, he can't be Superman. He's a bumbling goof. He slightly looks like Superman. Remember, Clark is like uncoordinated. Clark
Yeah,
is like, you know, bad at life. Superman.
Yeah,
is
Barack
perfect,
Obama's
so
real.
he
You
would
didn't know
not
that?
Make that.
Yeah, he's my dad. No, I'm
I
just
think
kidding.
it
He's
would
not my
totally
dad.
work.
It would be funny if he was, though.
Unpopular opinion, and I stand by it.
Your biggest regret, the dumbest thing you've ever did. Dumbest thing you ever did.
What is the dumbest thing you ever did?
Dumbest thing I ever did. How do I choose?
I
this
ate a
one?
rock. I swallowed a rock and a penny at the same time and
I
died.
was camping
No,
outside
imagine.
a store waiting to buy a game console. So it was going to be released.
What
and I
game
wanted to
console?
Get there early. I wanted to make sure that I got one. And I set up a tent. I was going to sleep outside the store. I was there for 28 hours in my tent. The night before the store opened, when they were going to sell the console, it was go time. I went to sleep in my tent, had my phone with me. I didn't have any way to charge my phone. And
Ha!
My alarm didn't
You
go
poor
off in the
guy.
morning because my phone ran out of juice. I woke up 3 hours after the store opened and I did not get the console. I slept in a tent on a sidewalk. Got back problems from it. For what ended up being no reason whatsoever.
Poor guy. I believe him on that. He's a nerd, so he's definitely a nerd. I mean, look at his shirt. It says pi, like the symbol for pi, 3.14159, or whatever it was. 3.14159. This is pi. Yeah, but I got it. What's your biggest regret? Should I ask the Charlie problem? Nah. I'll ask biggest regret.
What is your biggest regret?
What is your biggest regret, man? What's your biggest regret?
My biggest regret.
My biggest regret. Pie. Pie.
Years ago, I used to work at a video store. Back in the day and age where they actually had video stores, where you didn't have everything at your fingertips. And
Boomer.
I worked
Boomer. No, I'm just kidding.
and
Cream pie.
along
I've never actually had a cream pie in both ways.
we were joking.
I'm sorry, that was a bad joke. That was a bad joke. I'm so sorry.
But the thing I was oblivious to at the time was that she was flirting with me. Like,
God,
And there seems to be no sign of intelligent life anywhere.
and
God damn it.
crazy thing is, I had a crush on her, but I was in the dark to her feelings about me. But now, years later, I can think back. I'm like, oh yeah, she was totally.
Like, you haven't had a cream pie, or you haven't had a cream pie?
How did I miss that?
One way, like the food, or wait, so you have had a cream pie? Not a cream pie, but a cream pie?
That is a major.
No, I'm sorry.
regret.
That must be
I might
actually too personal.
Take
Never
that
mind.
one to my grave.
Never mind. Don't answer that if you feel uncomfortable answering that.
What is the worst way
You've betrayed a friend.
a friend?
I try not to betray friends, but
But this one time, he was just being a dickhead.
I spoiled Avengers Infinity War for several of my friends and coworkers. So,
That motherfucker.
opening night, I saw it twice. I got my tickets. In
Oh, so the
advance
food,
for,
not the other thing,
two shows
right?
right in a row, back to back. I was at the theater.
Wait,
for
hold
6
on.
Hours just downloading.
No, you've had the food, not the other thing. Yeah, I see.
Awesome. But I'm like, okay, Friday.
Hey, Nick, you stinky little hatchy. How are you today?
Over the weekend,
Got it. Okay.
I saw it 2 more times. I go into
How are
work
you, Nick,
Monday.
you little stinky little hatchy?
I assume that everyone has seen it. It's a phenomenon. It's like the movie grossed like $2 billion. I don't know how much everyone saw it. I assume they all saw it opening weekend. And I started going on about the people we lost, the Avengers we lost, the snap.
Oh, goddammit, Minimum. You must really love sniffing farts, don't you?
That movie for a lot of people. I had a lot of apologies.
Yep, you got sniffed.
Watson, let me just say once again, I am so sorry. I promise you, I am now keeping it spoiler free.
Okay, sure. What's your favorite holiday?
What is your favorite?
You got
holiday?
sniffed. I bet it was really bad. Minimum, was it bad?
Yeah.
Drink up,
My
bitch,
favorite
it's
holiday is
hydrate
definitely
time.
Pi
Oh,
Day
goddammit. Fine, I'll hydrate. Thanks for the hydrate.
/14, aka 3.14, as in pi. And
Of course you would.
I love
Thanks
it.
for
It's
the
not an
hydrate.
official holiday.
Oh, Pi Day, I see.
Yet, anyway, but every Pi Day, I go to a competition where, first off, there are many varieties of pie: blueberry, apple. We indulge, And then there's the competition part of it, where they see who
can
can
eat
name
the
the most numbers after the decimal point from memory. And I won it once. I named 1,826 numbers from memory, but that's not the world record. And I don't know if I'll ever get close to that. The world record is 70,000 from memory. Happy Pi Day.
Interesting. Okay, I ran out of questions for these two. What's your biggest regret?
What is your biggest regret?
Not saving my puppy
Doing,
from dying.
Normal jobs and living a normal life. as
Quote
well as I
unquote.
did.
I see.
I was always miserable when I was working. Even when I was off the clock, I was miserable. So, I got out of the rat race a few years ago, and I've never been happier.
Okay. What's your favorite oh shit. What's your favorite holiday?
What is your favorite holiday?
Arbor Day. I like that there's a holiday that's for trees and not humans.
Oh, Arbor
I
Day
always
is for
try to
trees?
spend that day hanging out in the woods, away from people.
Yeah, she's definitely truthful because everything's about the woods and such. So I bet she's telling the truth.
What's your happiest memory?
Confusion. First time I went to Burning Man. It wasn't that I loved Burning Man. Back then, I worked myself to death at my office job. I only averaged maybe 50 hours per week, but the stress, it stayed with me all the time, so it felt like 100.
Yeah.
Burning Man was the very first vacation I ever took. Once I got to feel what it was like to be free from work for multiple days straight, it changed my life. I stopped working a corporate job, stopped obsessing over money, and now I'm finally happy.
Okay, cool. Okay, what's your proudest accomplishment? What's your proudest accomplishment?
What is your proudest?
I organized a demonstration to save a park, and it worked. They were going to level the place and build a distribution center. We had people protesting at the site for 3 weeks straight and got
Okay.
1,000 names on the petition. They ended up building the
I forgot what the
distribution center
I
around
forgot what Burning Man actually is, but I've heard of it.
instead. So we didn't lose any jobs or anything. It was a complete win.
If you found a wallet, would you return it? What were you like as a child? As unbearable as right now?
What were you like as a child?
I was a straight A student.
I don't doubt that.
I had perfect attendance and all that. It wasn't until I became an adult that I realized how conforming to society's standards was actually a bad thing. If I could go back and do it again, I'd focus more on enjoying my childhood.
Okay, sorry, I was looking at my phone for a second. What do you do for a living? I know, right? I was young as a child. Oh, did you really? Oh, wow, that is kind of sus, isn't it? What's your happiest memory?
What's your
I still don't
happiest
believe her either.
That's a no-brainer. My happiest memory is the day my beautiful daughter Mallory was born. I had her in the hospital and everything. I mean,
Well, no
I was
shit.
already in the hospital because I'd been bitten by a raccoon. And I suppose it would have been easier if I'd had a doctor present, but I got stuck in an elevator on the way to the maternity floor. There I was, with the raccoon I brought with me to get tested for the babies. It got loose and I had to fend that off for a while. Even so, out Mallory came and life was perfect.
I don't trust her. I mean, yeah, she loves her daughter, but like, I don't trust her because she said she was compacted in trash. What is your biggest fear?
What is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is flying. And it's always been my biggest fear, even when I was a little girl. I was petrified of flying. And so my
Like she
parents
said.
got me an emotional support dog called Mr. Fluffers.
Oh,
And
that's
he told
cute.
me that as long as I had Mr. Fluffers with me when I was flying, everything would be alright. So off I went on my first plane trip with Mr. Fluffers, and I knew everything was going to be alright. Even when the plane crashed into the mountains.
See what I mean? She's
I knew
lying.
everything was going to be alright because I had Mr. Fluffers. Unfortunately, it was about 3 weeks that we had before the search and rescue team found me and the other survivors. 3 weeks without food. So, I suppose, we wouldn't have been alright if Mr. Fluffers hadn't been there in the ship.
Yeah, lying bitch. These are so... I know, right? Let's hear her
What is your
most
most
embarrassing memory.
Oh,
I mean, I know she must be looking for her child, but I'm hoping that I don't fuck up.
You know those people on trains that go around checking everyone's tickets that they've got the right tickets? Well, it was my high school reunion and I pretended that I was one of those people, that was my job, so that everyone would think I was really successful. But then it turned out in the group there was somebody who was a real ticket checker, and they told everyone that I wasn't. They didn't, I didn't have that job. They knew I didn't, they never saw me at work. It was so embarrassing. It really dropped me out.
Yeah.
What is your most controversial or unpopular opinion?
Most people think you need milk to eat cereal. I completely disagree. It's so extortionate.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking that
Things like
same
milk
thing,
nuggets.
Nick.
I mean, no way.
I was thinking she
just
ate
use
Mr.
water.
Fluffers as well.
It's delicious. I love my cereal with water when I
Ew, what?
when I can find cereal.
She's a liar.
What's the most serious law you've ever broken?
International piracy law. When
I'm here in the shadows.
I thought
Cool.
all was lost, but a pirate ship came by and actually rescued me. Now you've heard bad things about pirates, and so
Hold on.
have I.
First, the reason why it's saying Blurp is a ninja lurking in the shadows is because exclamation point lurk works anywhere. So you can say exclamation point lurk at the end. You can say, oh, I'm lurking, exclamation point lurk. And it'll say like da 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 da, like so and so is a ninja lurking in the shadows, you know.
It could not have been nicer. They gave me a job to do on ships so that I could earn my keep when I was there, and everything was going great until they got superstitious. They are superstitious, so they thought for some reason it might be bad luck that I was on board with them. So they were just about to drop me off when we got raided by a Russian Navy ship who put us all in a Russian jail
No, that's not how that works. That will never be how it works.
for piracy.
That's not what I meant. No, I don't know how to do that. That would probably be too advanced for me, though.
What is your most controversial or unpopular opinion?
That the world should all die and burn in hell.
I believe that we should bring back.
It was
public
something like that.
execution. We're already executing people in 27 states. Why not sell tickets?
And why
I
not
know
sell
some people
tickets?
Really hate the death penalty, but they should love this idea. Executing these prisoners in private only helps the masses not to think about it. Making it public would bring attention to it.
And I love the attention to death
Gives
detail.
the rest of us something to do.
Okay, fair enough. What's the dumbest thing you ever did?
What is the dumbest thing you ever did?
This rich couple used to pay me to
Did
keep
you-
their dog,
What did you do to the dog?
and one day he died on my watch.
Oh.
So I buried him in the backyard, replaced him with a look-alike from the local pet shop. The couple comes home. The new dog won't stop barking, yapping, nibbling. I said he was acting normal during my watch. I got paid and I left. Anyway, he ends up biting one of them. So they put him outside, where he digs up the original, who turns out wasn't as dead as I thought. So they decided they needed to call me, text me dozens of times, asking me why I would bury their dog alive and try and replace him with an evil clone. I figured there was no way explaining my way out of that one, so I didn't reply.
Okay, that's fucked. What's your favorite holiday? Halloween, duh! Wait for it, it's gonna be Halloween, I'm pretty sure of it. Halloween? Halloween.
I think it's a tie between Memorial Day.
And Halloween.
There's more murders in the U.S. on Memorial Day than any other day of the year.
Halloween.
And All Hallows Eve.
I knew it.
The boundaries between the land of the living and the land of the dead are the thinnest.
See, I was right. Have you ever cheated on anyone? What's the most serious law you've ever broken?
What's the most serious law you have ever?
Why? Why? She's goth. She's like one of those people that have like no like physical emotion, you know, and you can see she's goth. She likes this kind of stuff, you know. She's probably very depressed, and her character is probably a depressed goth person, you know.
Convicted for you to be breaking.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Now say I should.
Yeah, that could be what Nick said. That could be what it is too.
Was it manslaughter? Was it murder?
Yes.
Until it gets in front of a jury, we just don't know.
She doesn't.
No, I'm not dumb enough to get caught and have to be put in front of a jury.
Okay, fair enough. What were you like as a child?
What were you like as a child?
I don't know. That does make sense.
I had a big bullying problem when I was in school. I would speak to guidance counselors, the principal about it. But every time we thought it was under control, something would happen. Like one day, a group of children decided to hold a spelling bee at lunch. For fun. What was I supposed to do? Not beat any of them up.
That's the end of this round. We'll soon find out who will be going home after this message from our sponsor. Today's episode is brought to you by OneSock.com. Does it always
Did it just say one sock?
It
It said one sock!
OneSock.com lets you buy one individual sock so you can finally even things out.
That's funny.
That's OneSock.com.
I thought onesock.com was a cum sock joke.
And they'll include a second sock absolutely free.
Why would... Okay.
Now it's time for the audience to vote. Please enter the selection of the contestant you think should be going home.
I know it's gonna be bad, but like... Fuck you, Claire.
The votes are in. The audience has voted to send home Claire. Oh, I am so sorry, Claire.
Oh, that's okay. Thanks so much for having me. It's just been so exciting to be here, and I've never won anything, so I didn't expect to win today anyway, but I'm just glad I could take it.
Let's begin round.
Oh, there's another round! Do we have to go through all of these questions?
If you could have any superpower.
Oh my god. I don't want to go through every single question.
Immortality? I've heard nerds say, like, oh, that would be a curse or something like that, but I don't believe that. That's BS. If I could choose anything, yeah, I'd live forever, for sure.
I mean, That's the superpower that I'd want
What
too.
is your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is dying. I mean,
Oh, I
duh,
see.
Like, I don't want to die. Not in any particular way. You know, people are like, oh, I don't want to drown or get eaten by a lion. Like, I don't care how I go. I just don't want to be dead. You know.
This guy's definitely telling the truth because first I asked him what he'd want as a superpower, and he said immortality. So like,
What was
makes
your
sense,
childhood
right?
dream?
His biggest fear
I had
would be
a ton of dreams
dying.
as a kid. What I wanted to do changed all the time. You know. I mean,
That
isn't
happened to
the
me
truth for
too.
just about everyone who spends their whole childhood focused on one goal.
What do you do for a living?
What
Nothing,
do you do
bruh.
for a living?
I work at a distribution center where I drive a forklift. Pays pretty decent and I get good overtime.
Okay. What were you like as a child?
What were you like?
I was a fucking dick. I mean, seriously, I want to
I was
punch
just
myself
like
as a
every
kid,
other
you know?
kid. Played with toys. I watched cartoons. I mean, what else would you expect me to say to that?
Okay, let me see. Have you ever cheated on anyone? Probably not.
Have you ever cheated on anyone?
No. And I don't think I ever would. Not even if I had the chance. Although I did cheat on a math test once in junior high.
Ha!
And I couldn't live with myself afterwards, so I wouldn't even cheat on the test again.
Yeah, I believe the guy, the greaser guy, I'll call him, because he looks like one of those guys from Greece, you know, where they have the slick back hair and shit, you know? The, like, black leather
I would say the
jackets.
most serious law I've ever broken is sneaking into a movie.
That's not a serious law. That's not a law at all.
So, in 2015, Star Wars The Force Awakens was coming out, and there was an advanced sneak preview screening beforehand. And it was invite only. So I figured out a way around that since I wasn't invited, but I did want to see it. I'm not going to tell you what theater it was or what theater chain because I do not want to get a phone call from their attorneys.
Fair enough.
But the night before this advanced screening, I went to a movie at that theater, and then I stayed in the theater all night long. I hid in the bathroom, slept there, and then the next day, I was in the theater.
He's a nerd. This guy's definitely telling the truth.
The screening, and there were a couple of seats open. It wasn't completely full, so I got into the sneak preview. I saw The Force Awakens early. I'm not proud of it. It's probably a big
It's
felony,
not a big felony.
but I would do it again.
The Rush, I guess. What's your most unusual talent?
What's your most unusual talent?
I'd say my most unusual talent is that I can solve a Rubik's Cube in under 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And, it's not a world record or anything, but it's pretty good. I'll break it out sometimes, maybe if I want to impress a date, and then I'll say, now you try. Actually, that has had the opposite effect, though, because they felt that I was rubbing it in their face that I was so good at it, and then I try to tell them that I wasn't trying to brag.
Yeah.
I'm good at making things awkward, too. That's a pretty good talent of mine.
That's funny as hell.
Yeah, I'll stick with the Rubik's Cube.
That's funny.
What is your happiest memory?
I'm getting there in my mind right now. Absolutely my happiest memory was
Yeah, he did.
The Phantom Menace on the big screen. Star Wars Episode 1.
He's such a nerd.
Let's rewind.
He did
I
say that
thought
he'd sneak
I would
into the
never
theater again.
see new Star Wars in my lifetime. So when that came to pass, and I found myself butt in seat, looking up in a theater iconic scroll, the Star Wars logo, the score. John Williams.
John Williams! You fucking bastard!
Quality overall
You know.
of the prequels, that is another conversation. But for that frozen moment in time, kill me now. I'm good.
Okay. What is your proudest accomplishment? What were you like as a child? I was a nerd!
What were you like as a child?
As a child, I was always watching cartoons.
Had no
after
friends.
school, Saturday morning, whenever I could,
And he had no friends.
and playing video games.
Which one's your favorite?
Lots and lots.
Which one's your favorite? Tell me.
And
Dang
I
it.
gotta say that a lot of my friends today are people who I've met playing online video games. So, I guess I haven't changed too much.
That's... Okay, what's your most controversial or
What is your
unpopular
most
opinion?
controversial or unpopular opinion?
Owning pets is wrong and should be illegal.
I hate this
If a
person.
dog or cat isn't free to come and go as they please. They're not your pet. They're your prisoner.
This girl's annoying.
What is the dumbest thing you ever did?
We heard they were going to cut down a huge area of forest, so about 20 of us went out there the night before to protest. We chained ourselves to trees so they'd have to delay their walking until they could get rid of us. Only we were in the wrong place. They were logging about a half a mile away, so no one knew we were there for almost a week. By the time someone found us, we were out of food and water, and we thought we were gonna die. The guy who found us went to ask the loggers for help. They had to cut down.
Why is the rum always
we
gone?
were chained to in order to free us.
Where's the rum always gone? Nice one, Nick.
20 trees cut down and almost dying in the process.
What an idiot. What's the most serious law you've ever broken?
What is the most serious law you have ever broken?
I smoked a lot of weed in states where it wasn't legal yet. I guess I've technically sold it too, which would be a more serious crime. I was never a drug dealer, but
I know,
a lot of
why
friends
is the
and
rum
some of my
always
friends bought
gone?
it with me,
You
I
know,
guess
or
that's
whatever.
technically
It's
selling drugs.
TTS, it won't say it exactly the same.
In terms of legal penalties, that would be the most serious. The penalties for drug-related charges are ridiculous in this country.
Yeah. What do you do for a living? Who would you want to be stranded on an island with? What advice would you give your younger self?
What advice would you give to your younger self?
Drop out of school. A high school diploma is useless as an adult, and college is a waste of money. Just enjoy your childhood. You only get one.
Yeah.
It's time to kick ass and chew bubblegum, but I'm all out of gum.
To be a corporate executive, live in a big house, and make a six-figure salary. When I got older, I realized that a job like that would take up almost all my free time.
Yeah.
A house of that size would take up the little bit of time I had left.
It's time to kick gum and chew ass.
Oh, I didn't even finish, and I'm all out of ass, or whatever it was.
If you could have any superpower,
I know, I believe her too, because she's an activist of some sort, so...
Necromancy. Anyone can take a living person into a dead one.
What was
take
that
a dead
noise?
one
Was that a roll of the
and be
dice?
back into a living one. That would really be something. Just imagine you really hated somebody. You could kill them,
Somebody said heads or tails.
Shut the fuck up.
kill them again.
The greaser or the activist
Okay.
lady? Oh yeah, I
And
understand
then
that.
you have to live with the anticipation, knowing that eventually you're going to find them. They just don't know when. They don't know how. Plus,
I need somebody to tell me heads and tails,
having your own
which one
version
should
of
be
the
which.
undead.
Like, maybe heads for the greaser, tails for the activist? You know what I mean?
What advice would you give to your younger self?
I mean, honestly, I think she's true because everything lines up perfectly with her hating the world.
Don't ever join a witch coven. It'll seem like a good idea at the time. But the people calling themselves witches these days, they aren't practicing real witchcraft. They're such a disappointment.
Oh, so she's a witch, got it. Okay, so I was wrong. She's not goth, she's a witch. What is your biggest fear? I don't fear
What is
anything.
your biggest fear?
I'm gonna go with the activist is
Having to
lying.
get one of
She
those
seems too passionate
normal
about things.
peasant jobs. One where there's a boss to report to, clock to punch. I tried it when I was younger.
It still gives me nightmares. Really?
It still gives
Really,
me
lady?
nightmares. Not the fun kind.
What was your childhood dream?
I've always wanted to be possessed by a demon.
Oh, great.
That's still my dream. Maybe one day I can make it happen.
I may vote her off after this one, maybe.
If you could have any job, what would it be?
Supreme ruler of Earth. You said any job. Who wouldn't want to rule Earth? If anybody says anything else, they're lying, and their lie detector should go off. Totalitarianism can be a very effective form of government with the right.
I believe this lady. I believe this lady, though. That's the
Look at
thing.
Vlad the Impaler. Sure, he has his critics.
How many people do I have to go through before I find the truth?
But look at his empire, how smoothly it was run. Hardly any crime. I could do that. I could be the next Vlad the Impaler.
Truth games.
That's the end of this round. We'll soon
Finally.
find out who will be going home after this message from our sponsor.
Oh god, another one.
Today's episode is brought to you by placebos. Are you a hypochondriac? Ask your doctor. if
Placebos.
placebos are right for you. Now it's time for the audience to vote. Please enter the selection of the contestant you think should be going home.
Oh my god. Sorry, but you're going by.
Votes are in. The audience has voted to send home Autumn.
Ah, it's probably for the best
Oh,
you didn't win.
probably because it's goth, I
It's
guess.
happiness.
Let's start round 4.
Oh, how many questions? How many questions? I have to do this until I'm left with one more. I think this guy's gonna win for sure.
What would you do with the money?
Well, my ex-wife would probably get most of it. She's supposed to get half my income, but the judge hates me, so she always gets the bigger half. But if I got money, I'd pay off my credit cards, finish paying off my bike, and finally have some money in the bank for once. That'd be nice.
Okay. What's your favorite holiday?
What is your favorite holiday?
I know, right? It's hilarious. The
Well,
placebos.
when I
That's
was growing
great.
up, it was Christmas.
That's a great sponsorship, if you ask me.
Holiday growing up. But now it's Thanksgiving. Day off from work. Food. Lots of good food.
Empty, don't.
Football. My 3 favorite things.
Okay, here we go. I'll ask the trolley problem.
You're the conductor on a runaway trolley. There are 5 people ahead of you on the tracks who cannot get off the tracks in time. If you continue forward, you will run over and kill all 5. You cannot stop the trolley, but you can change to an alternate
Oh, not
track
again.
where there's only 1 person on it. If you decide to change tracks, the 5 people on the first track will live, but the 1 person on the alternate track will be run over and die. Do you change tracks?
Wait, I'm a trolley conductor for a living? How did I end up doing that to make ends meet? I mean, geez, forget the people on the tracks. If I ever sank so low I'm driving a trolley, I'd probably jump in front of it just to end my miserable life. Jeez.
What a dick.
No thanks.
What a dickhead.
What is the most serious law you've ever broken?
I used to shoplift as a kid. I also used to do a ton of underage drinking. I'm not a lawyer, so I don't know which one's worse, but whichever one's worse, I guess, would be my answer.
Yeah, nice. Let me see. Describe a typical day in your life.
Describe.
Not again, minimum. God damn.
I wake up, I eat, I go to work,
I sleep.
come home,
I sleep.
eat,
I sleep.
I watch TV,
I sleep.
and then I go to bed.
Yeah, he is kind of a dick, isn't he? What's your happiest? Have you ever cheated on? Oh wait, no, that's right.
Describe a
Oh,
typical
god
day in
damn.
your life.
Hold on. Before I do that, I need to just warn people that happened. Hello, I'm here. I'm real. Look, I'm real, guys.
It's going to revolve around what I'm watching
Hold
and
on.
what games I'm playing. So, work aside, when I have free time,
Hold on, what
I'm
am I
going to be
doing?
binging something. And
There we
just
go.
got
I
done with The
think
Last
that's
of Us, binged
right,
The
right.
Mandalorian, currently watching
Here we
The
go.
Winchesters, and then
No, not the 160p.
a lot of RPGs, and I am immersed in that world. I take gaming very seriously.
I believe
and
this
one more
guy.
thing I take very seriously: snacking. I will always have some snacks on standby.
Hold on a second again. I need my mouse real quick for something. Complete all. There we go. Okay.
And some beverages, and I like playing with snack beverage combos. Yeah, that's pretty important. That's my day.
Okay. What's your proudest accomplishment?
What is your proudest accomplishment?
My proudest accomplishment was getting a perfect score on my SATs in the 8th grade. So I got a 1600. It did take me 3 tries. Almost had it on the 2nd try.
I'm lonely. I'm lonely.
What the
I guess
fuck?
you could say 3rd time's the charm.
Yeah, he's the good one. What was your childhood dream? To become a Mario!
What was your childhood dream?
To be like a Super Mario!
You know, my childhood dream was always to be the first or youngest person to accomplish something. Like, I would have loved to have been the youngest person ever to graduate from MIT, or the youngest person ever to travel to space. But as you grow old, you start to lose that dream, because when you're 9 years old and you publish an article in a physics journal, that's amazing. When you're 35 years old and you do it, you're just a nerd.
Funny. What is your biggest fear?
What's your biggest fear?
Drink up, bitch, it's hydrate time.
Oh,
And this might be
Thanks for the hydrate minimum.
uncommon, but I am afraid of things that can't really happen, or things that are like an optical illusion but aren't possible in real life. So for example, M.C. Escher paintings, like a staircase that starts nowhere and leads to nowhere, and walls and architecture that are not possible in real life, or opening a door and a room is upside down, or just objects that move through space and do not abide by the laws of physics. Because I'm a logical person, I'm trying to wrap my head around these things, and because like I can't get a toehold in logic into
he's the winner, I think. I'm gonna make him the winner.
I lose my bearings, and that is my biggest fear.
I'm gonna make this guy the winner when it happens. What advice would you give your younger self? What superpower would you choose?
If you could have any superpower, what would you choose?
Any superpower? You know, I'd have to go with Mr. Mixelplix's magic.
Fair enough.
Might be a deep cut.
They didn't even spell Mixelplix right.
He's an imp from the 5th dimension, DC Comics, and he's part of the Rogues Gallery of Superman. And if you can mess with Superman, you've got some powers. And I just like that he's wily and weird. But his one weakness is he can wind up in prison in the 5th dimension if he says his own name backwards. But come to think of it, I've never said my own name backwards, so yeah, should be fine. Yeah, let's definitely go with Mixelplix.
Okay. What's your biggest regret? What's your biggest regret? I hate this lady too now because she speaks too long.
Biggest regret.
That's easy. There are many people I've encountered in my life who I didn't kill, even though they clearly deserved it.
Yeah, whatever. Can I skip her?
I wouldn't even know.
No, I can't skip any dialogue apparently.
What is the worst way you've betrayed a friend?
Oh, this game's long.
I don't have friends, but I have betrayed people. When I was in high school, there was a girl in my class who told me she wanted to kill herself. And I could have helped her, but I didn't.
Oh my god, what a bitch.
I do wish I had.
Yeah.
I ran into her recently. She's married to a loser, has 2 ugly children, and works part-time as a waitress. If I had helped her commit suicide back then, she wouldn't be suffering.
Oh my god, I don't care. That's fucked up.
I offered to kill her now, but apparently it's too late. She doesn't want to die anymore.
No moan. Dirty bread boy.
What the fuck? Have you ever cheated on anyone? What's your most unusual talent?
What is your most unusual talent?
I'm an expert at falconry.
Yeah. Bullshit.
I have a small collection of extremely well-trained birds of prey.
Okay.
I find owls to be particularly useful.
What are you, a wizard from Harry Potter's universe? Like, what the fuck? What do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living?
I live.
I have a small stand in Hollywood where I read people's fortunes from tarot cards.
Of course.
Now, tarot cards don't actually predict the future, but most people don't know that. Most fortune tellers will also keep their predictions vague, so they can't get caught when they're lying.
Yeah.
I don't do that. I tell all of my customers that they're going to die in a horrific car crash about 2 years out from the day they come see me.
Has
I
it happened?
see their reactions. Plus, the really stupid ones pay for longer sessions so they can ask me a bunch of follow-up questions.
Who would you want to be on a stranded island
You're
with?
going to be stranded on an island with one person of your choosing. Who would it be?
Jeff Tucker.
Who the fuck is Jeff Tucker?
He's an old boss of mine.
Oh,
I really hate him.
fair enough.
If he were trapped on that island with me, I could torture him.
Holy shit.
endlessly, and he'd have no chance to escape.
I wouldn't expect someone like her to read anyone's fortunes if she saw a
could
good
be
future, so
entertained
she's
for
definitely lying.
That's the end of this round. We'll soon find out who will be going home.
Another sponsor? Who is it this time? RealFakeDoors.com. Oh, another game.
Today's episode is brought to you by the letter K. Now it's time for the audience. Please enter the selection
That's
of the
funny.
contestants you think should be
I thought it would be longer than that, but it wasn't.
The votes are in. The audience has voted to send home Lilith.
I know, right?
Keep in mind that this was not my decision.
Okay, go. Say something, anything.
It's now time for our final.
At least she didn't say she was sad or anything about it, but, you know.
If you found a wallet, would you return it?
I mean, if there was cash in the wallet, I'd keep that. You know, finders keepers. But yeah, I'd return the wallet. I've actually heard if you put a rubber band around the wallet and drop it in the mailbox, the post office will return it. I don't know if that's true, but yeah, that's what I do.
Yeah. Oh, I'm almost out of things to ask people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Oh, I'm almost out of questions.
Drink up,
1,
bitch, it's hydrate time.
Fine, I'll hydrate again. Oh my god, that's right, minimum. I thought you were making that joke.
John used to sell my friend Keith.
Thanks for the
It
hydrate.
wasn't weed, it was kale. Like, he would sell him kale instead of weed. And, yeah, Keith didn't know. Like, for years, I was watching Keith, like, pack bongs with kale, and that wasn't working. So then he would, like, make kale brownies, and he had no idea. And, yeah, I should have told him, but it was just too funny.
Have you ever cheated on anyone?
Have I ever cheated? In my entire life, like, cheated? Of course I have. Who hasn't? I mean, everyone cheats. I've cheated on bi girls. I've cheated on girls. I mean, that's just life, man. Everyone cheats.
Okay, yeah. Whatever.
What
Hold on,
is
I have
your
a fucking-
happiest memory?
Watching the Philadelphia Eagles beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl. I've been an Eagles fan my entire life, and I was beginning to think I'd never see them win.
Ugh.
Okay? Not only did they win, but they won in a shootout against Tom Brady in a game that had more offensive yards than any other game in history, even regular season games in history. And they did it with their backup quarterback.
Nice. Cool, interesting. Cool and interesting, nice. Hold on, I'm trying to get rid of notifications, but whenever Twitch gives me a notification, sometimes I can't. What's your proudest accomplishment?
What is your proudest accomplishment?
I broke so many school records when I played high school football that I couldn't even name them all. I knew I wasn't good enough to go pro, but I'm willing to bet that a lot of those records still stand.
No problem, minimum. See you next stream.
You're the conductor on a runaway trolley. There are 5 people on the tracks ahead of you who cannot get off the tracks in time. If you continue forward, you will run over and kill all 5. You cannot stop the trolley, but you can change to an alternate track where there is only 1 person on it. If you change tracks, the 5 people on the first track will live. but the person on the alternate track will be run over and die. Do you change tracks?
Oh, now I don't know who to believe.
This is just basic logic. The needs of the many outweigh the needs.
I hate this guy
of
right now for this
more
one.
than one.
It's okay, Empty.
So
You don't have to
I
say
would change
sorry.
tracks to kill 1 instead of 5.
If you found a wallet, would you?
Maybe they all tell the truth. It's just, I don't know.
Okay. So if I found the wallet...
No, it's okay, Empty. You don't have to apologize for that.
Depends. Now, if it was a 1%er, a wealthy individual, and that wallet was filled with money, I might take the money and return the wallet.
Anonymously. Anonymity.
If it was seemingly like just a regular person, regular working stiff, then I think I'd just return the whole thing.
Okay.
But if it was a Gucci wallet with gold around the sides, black card, the whole 9,
If you were going to be stranded on an island with one person of your choosing, who would it be?
if I was going to be stranded on a desert island,
Whoever played, what was it, Patrick Stewart or, Leonard Nimoy. Wait for it. Or Mark Hamill.
it's not an easy question. I have 7 billion choices. Okay. Yep. So, a lot of people are probably going to pick someone who's like really attractive or like a great conversationalist, very entertaining. I'm going to pick Vladimir Putin.
Why Vladimir Putin?
And it's not because I'm a fan, but if I was on that island,
You like this guy, but he just picked Vladimir Putin.
magically appears there, that means I've taken the biggest despot in the world, the most
Okay, fair enough,
evil
actually.
person walking the earth today, and he's out of circulation. I don't think in good conscience I could pass up that choice.
It's gonna be hard to choose a winner, but I like this guy.
And then it's me, it's him, and if he wants to annex something, he'd have to annex my supply of coconuts. That's it. The people of Ukraine are okay. No World War III.
I wonder when this is made.
Yeah. No regrets.
Oh, that would be good, but what if there's no animals on that land of deserted, deserted island? What if there's no animals? You'd have to eat like coconuts and shit.
If I could have any job, I'd like to be the continuity supervisor on any Star Trek TV show.
Fair enough. That makes
There are
sense.
so many mistakes that would have been so easy to fix if only someone caught them in time. I'd love to be that someone.
You'd love to be that someone? Let me tell you why there's mistakes. When you're working 17 to 22 hours a day, sometimes people mess up on continuity, all right? Relax. Just relax.
I just want to say I'm so sorry. Because in the moment when I was thinking about my dream job, I literally forgot that you were on Star Trek, and
Wait, is that
you have
who I think it is?
gone where no man has gone before. So, thank you for your service, and yeah, I am sorry for being so nitpicky.
I think I've never seen Star Trek, but I think I know who that is.
To your younger self.
It's the younger Asian guy, not the one that's like, oh my, but the younger Asian guy.
Okay, first I would make sure to tell myself to buy stock in Microsoft, Apple, and Netflix, and hold on to it until at least 2019. Don't sell it until 2019. And then I would actually tell myself to start playing
Chess is a good game. I like chess.
early and often, because I was late to the game, and I love chess, and I'm pretty
Yeah,
good
he
at
was the younger Asian guy, I
think,
think. Not the one that goes,
great
oh my. But, you know, like I
You
said.
have to start young, and you have to play early and often if you want to be truly exceptional at chess. And
Star
I really
Trek,
believe that if I did start young, I
young
could have been one of the greats.
Asian guy.
Because I see everything it takes to be exceptional.
I found him, I think. No, that's not him,
Tell
is
myself
it?
to
That is not
start
him.
playing chess early. Join the chess club.
That's not George
That's the
Takai.
end of this round. We'll soon find out
Who is that
will be
guy?
going home after this message from our sponsor. Today's episode
I don't
is brought
know.
to you by Vegas Tales, the full motion video game from the makers of Truth. A
Oh,
wealthy
cool.
resort owner is dying and needs you to help decide who should inherit his estate.
Yeah, not George Takai, I know that much, but I can't remember who he was, but he looks familiar.
Who will become extremely wealthy. Be careful, as there may be more to some than meets the eye. Vegas Tales is available now on your favorite gaming platform. Now it's time for the audience to vote. Please enter the selection of the contestant you think
Okay.
is going home.
Joe or Sam? Heads for Joe, Sam for Tails. What do you guys think? Flip a coin. It's Tails. Fuck, the nerd is going. No, I have a transformer. I've had my face on for a long time, Reese. Tails. I guess Sam is Nah, you know what? Fuck it, Joe. Joe's going. Bye, Joe.
The $1 million prize
Hi, Reese. How are
goes
you
to
today?
Sam.
For real? Wow. I cannot believe this. I'm not usually the winner when it comes to stuff like this.
I like you too much.
Stuff like this. But this is amazing. I can't wait to start working on my film.
Sam used the prize money to produce his movie. It was panned by many critics and performed poorly at the box office, thanks largely to Sam's unique writing style. Eventually it became a sleeper hit as it got found by audiences who appreciated Sam's odd sense of humor and unusual take on drama. It is now considered a cult classic among fans who know how to appreciate a really good bad movie. Cast, let's see who it was. Host, Garrett Wang. Okay, let's see. Garrett Wang. He's an American actor. Okay, he was in Star Trek Voyager as Ensign Harry Kim. Yeah, okay. Casting support services by... Yay, I beat the game! Okay, let's rate out. I work ready to go home. Oh, Reese. Oh, fuck. You know what? I forgot you just came in, but raid 1. Raid 1 if you're a follower. Raid 2 if you're a subscriber. Nobody really subscribes, but you know what? Fuck it. Maybe they don't have money. Maybe they don't find my emotes good enough. I don't know. It doesn't matter. We are going to raid out. I'm sorry, Reese, for you coming in that late. You know, raid. Hold on, let me do something real quick. We're gonna raid Starry-Eyed Demon Girl, if I spelled that right. Oh, wait, yep, I did, okay. Okay, we're gonna raid out to them. They're playing Minecraft at the moment. I hope you all enjoyed the stream. I hope to see you next stream. And I hope you all are having a good day and having a great day and continue to have a great day. That's what I usually say. Yeah, I just looked it up. Okay, let's raid now.